Hello again, my friends and my family and acolytes of all paths. Today I will be giving you or sharing with you a true story. It's kind of short, but still true, about a demonic experience that I had. And this has to do with sleep paralysis. If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's when someone wakes up, their mind wakes up, their eyes open, they're still in their bed, but they can't move. Many people experience the exact same thing as what I'm about to tell you now. Some other things that people experience are like seeing demons walking towards them, seeing themselves, someone coming up and killing them, stuff like that. This experience is about a demon. So sit back and relax and enjoy this little show. So I'm in my room. I have two beds, one against the far wall and one against like the closet. The closet, relatively big, not like a walk-in closet or anything, just the length of it is fairly long, and it has these wooden doors that slide. And so I sleeping, peaceful sleep, and all of a sudden I'm jolted awake, and what I see on top of me is this fleshy, wrinkly, almost gooey, you know, like there was like this layer on it of like slime, and it's really gross. It looked humanoid, but disgusting, like it never ever saw the light of day. It had no eyes, no mouth, had ears, and not like human ears, but had like holes, like little indent where the ears would be. There was like indents instead, and you could like see the hole. And it had a mouth, and this mouth wasn't like a human mouth either. This mouth is a circular mouth with rows of teeth like all over it, and I was pinned down. It was straddling me, and I was pinned down with its hands on my shoulders and sitting probably right on my solar plexus. Could not move. So as it's there, it's sucking out my soul, or my energy, my life. You know, I could feel it draining something from me. And so, being the professional mage that I am, I was already equipped with the tools I needed to defend myself. One of my abilities in the astral realm, and if I'm fighting a demon or something like that, is I have the ability to create both armor and a sword. And this armor and sword are light. So my sword is like this bright golden light. It's like a two-bladed, or almost even like a lightsaber, but it's like, but how I imagine it is like a double-sided sword, you know. So it has an edge on both sides of the blade. Usually when I summon this, it's, you know, standard 3 feet sword, and I was summoning with all of my might for my weapon, you know, my spiritual sword, and all I could produce was a blade about this big, about 3 inches, maybe 3.5, something that might be bigger. I don't know, something like around there, you know. And with all of my strength, I move my knife and stab it inside of its rib cage on this side. So my head is straight down on here. I'm the monster. I stab it here. As soon as I stab it here, it gets up. I can move again. I'm like, whoa. That was weird. Usually when things like that happen, it's done. It's done and they flee and nothing else ever happens. Like, I mean, yeah, it may happen again or whatever, but so I'm like, okay, that was screwed up. I'm going to go back to sleep now. So I put my head back on the pillow, and if you can imagine, when you're falling asleep, you may experience that moment before you actually go into sleep and you kind of feel yourself falling asleep, you know, and you kind of change space. As soon as I changed into that like sleep space, I felt two hands grab my leg and pulled me off my bed. Legit, pulled me off my bed. And so I'm on a bed over here. There's another bed here. I get pulled off, and it felt longer. It felt like a longer amount of time, but it must have only been about 5 or 10 seconds. But in those 5 or 10 seconds, I was pulled halfway under my second bed. So I'm in this one. I get pulled off and dragged underneath this one about halfway. And I'm not in sleep paralysis mode anymore. I can move. I'm awake. I am there, you know. But I'm being like overpowered by this freaking demon trying to pull me underneath my bed to take me to some other dimension or something. I don't know. So as it's pulling me, I had the intuition within myself to ignite my entire body and my entire aura, all of my energy with that same light that I used to make my sword. So I exploded with this energy, and I heard the demon creature squeal, and it disappeared underneath my bed into like this deeper, darker shadow. So I got back up, I looked around, I dusted myself off, and I was like, okay, that is something I've never experienced before. And I got back up, laid back down in the same bed on this side and on this one, next to my closet, and I fell asleep. In the morning, my dad, I was still living at his house at this time. And in the morning, my dad was like, what happened last night? I heard this big thump and a screeching sound. I was like, I'm not really open about things like this. I haven't talked to my dad in years. He's a not so good person. But, and I didn't tell him either what happened. But that was just another confirmation that what I experienced that night was real. So, if you ever run into a demon or sleep paralysis thing, remember what you just heard. Create a blade of that golden light and defend yourself. Because those things are real, and people in this society don't acknowledge those types of things. So with that, be blessed, be safe, have a good day.